You're listening to In Session, where marriage and family therapist Mark Ponce sits down with your therapist and other therapists in the community to ask them who they are, why they do the work, and what keeps them coming back. Whether you're in therapy, looking to start your therapeutic journey, or just wanting to learn more, this is the show for you. Thank you for being here. Please enjoy today's episode.
Hello and welcome to In Session, the podcast where you get to know therapists right in your neighborhood. This segment of the pod is called Meet Your Therapist, and it's intended to be exactly what the name suggests, meeting potential therapists and doing so in a way that feels more authentic than just reading their online bio. Today, you get to meet the wonderful Joel Wadsworth. He's an associate marriage and family therapist in Spokane, Washington, at a practice called Rooted in Hope. Joel and I completed our master's program together, shared many hours discussing healing, growth, life, death, anything you could think of related to the human experience, and have just recently launched a side project, which we'll talk about in our Beyond the Intake conversation in just a bit. That episode will be releasing just a week after this one drops. Joel, welcome to the show, my friend. Thank you for taking the time out of your morning to be here.
Thanks. Yeah. Wow, that was great to hear you do that, actually. That was really nice. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey,
That's the first time I had a structured script intro, but we're
nailed
here, we're
it.
doing it.
Yeah. Also plugging the side project in right away.
Yes,
I
yes.
like that. I like that.
People have to know it's such an important thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So, what I got for you today, Joel, is just a conversation split into 4 sections. We're going to start with who you are as a human being, and then we'll get into how you work as a therapist, who you find yourself for, like who's the best fit for you as a client. And then we'll end with a little rapid question round where I ask you just fun, quirky things about therapy. Does that all
Oh,
sound good?
that sounds amazing. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Well, why don't we start with just who you are? Tell me about what kind of energy you bring into your first session with new clients.
Oh, yeah. That's a good question. Um, yeah, I was actually thinking before this podcast, I was thinking that I hadn't connected to a lot of these ideas in a while because you really think about them when you're at grad school and you're like working them all out and you want to know, but I haven't thought back on these and it's been fun to I don't know, try to nail those down again. I think they've changed. But
Mhm.
yeah, nowadays I think first session I think first sessions can be really awkward. Um, I think it's naturally a nervous situation, like as the client walking in. At least it was for me when I did my own therapy, and so I try to just be extremely like warm and inviting and friendly, with like a little bit of fourth wall breaking. Like
Mm.
I think it's just like two human beings sitting in a room, and I can just be like, hey, like I have to do these things, this process, but we're just sitting across from each other. I think that's what I kind of go for the first session.
Hmm. How do clients usually respond to you when you're forthcoming like that?
Honestly, like a sigh of relief sometimes. Like you can see the shoulders unslump,
Hmm.
or like a good laugh about it. Yeah, if we're laughing in our first session, good things are happening. Obviously, we get into heavy stuff, and we don't have to be laughing the whole time. But just getting that like initial connection is what I kind of go for.
Totally. I think starting therapy takes a whole lot of courage, and people say that everywhere. But the meaning is because you're meeting a new person who the expectation is gets a deep dive into your life. Like that, of course, is
Mm-hmm.
nerve wracking. So when you, as a
Mm-hmm.
therapist, can name that, that's awesome. Of course, the shoulders drop.
Yeah.
Outside of your work, what's something you care deeply about?
Oh, that's also a good question. um, I think connection
Mm.
would be one. Like outside of therapy, I love being around people. I have a great group of friends, a wonderful, wonderful wife, and a wonderful family. And I'm spending time with one of those people. I mean, every day. So that's what I would say outside of work. Yeah.
Nice. Sweet. One one time we were having a conversation, um, and you know what? I'm gonna save that for beyond the intake. We'll get deep there.
Okay,
Um,
I like that.
in your online bio, you have a I went ahead and did the work for potential
Oh,
clients and
wow.
studied on you a little bit. And you have a quote in there that says, "There's nothing more meaningful to me, being you, than seeing people grow, heal, and reconnect with themselves and with the people they care about."
Mhm.
Can you talk a little bit more about how that's a part of your work and why that's meaningful to you?
Yeah, man, you got amazing questions. Yeah, and I honestly I don't think I've been in this situation where I've had to talk this much about myself in so long. I'm like wanting to ask you questions back. Yeah, I think that our inner strength, self knowledge, at least for me, and how I've been able to kind of like my own mental health journey, has been led. You know, the foundation is what comes from within yourself, and so I think in therapy, especially because it's just them across from me, it's, you know, they're just the only ones in the room. I don't know everyone else in their life. We have to work on them. um, I think being able to focus on like learning about yourself, learning why you do the things that you do,
Mm,
when you do them, um, changing the things that you do, changing the way that you think about yourself, the way that you experience your emotions. I think each of that, or each of those things, are things to focus on to grow yourself, and that's how change happens. And reconnecting with yourself, I think. I mean, we don't have to get too into it, but um, I think. I mean, a lot of different therapists have different, or sorry, a lot of different theorists thought about the self and how we put things in front of it or to mask it, or um, like our self concept is off, from who we really are. Or
mm.
in IFS, you have your core self, and then all the parts are meshed, and core self is hiding somewhere in the middle. And so I think the reconnecting to yourself, is that's what I was kind of getting at with that line, at least, and I think that's really important.
Ooh, I love it. And I'm taking mental notes. So then when we go deeper into things in the next episode with you, we can really understand what you mean by that. I'm glad you're bringing it up now. So we've covered just a little bit about who you are. Of course, as I keep saying, we're going to learn more about who you are and beyond the intake. But let's move on to how you work. I think the people really, as they're looking for therapists, need to know what you do in the room. So, how would you describe your style as a therapist? Would you say you're structured, more conversational, direct, gentle? What would you describe your style as?
Yeah, I would say less structured, more conversational, kind of as a default. I kind of like going wherever the conversation takes us, because I think there's a lot of beauty in that. But obviously, structure is important too, and there's a lot of structure in my head, but maybe not that I'm bringing into the room to show them. Um,
Mm,
but yeah, I would say that, I I would say friendly, sometimes direct in a way that is kind of like, I won't beat around the bush, but I'll be super nice about it. But I won't beat around the bush. Um, I remember actually in grad school, someone said that was their favorite part about me being a therapist, was that I would always find the thing that they didn't want to talk about, and then we would talk about it because they had, you know. So I would say that, but just just like warmth in the room. Yeah, if you're feeling like I'm cold or cynical, I'm doing something wrong. I try to be on the exact opposite side of that spectrum.
When you say that, it reminds me of another thing from grad school, the Velvet Hammer,
Oh
where
yeah, Dave
you're,
Baird.
yes, Dave Baird. Shout out. I'll get him on the podcast someday. He's like
Oh,
a celebrity in
please.
my head.
Yeah.
But yes, the Velvet Hammer being the lovingly direct
Mm-hmm.
therapist, where you can hammer down on some things with
Mm-hmm.
gentle curiosity, allowing the
Yeah.
client the space. Um,
Mm.
and I wasn't the one who said that about you, but
Uh-huh.
I believe it. I'd probably say that about you. So what's the process in therapy with you often look like? How long do clients stay with you? How do you measure progress in your head?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, that's a great question. So I'm saying that for every question, but it is a great question.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, yeah. I I think I mean what it boils down to is that therapy lasts as long typically as you think that you need it. And like uh, with the more severe diagnoses or things that you're coming into therapy with, it can take longer maybe. But I don't I've seen someone for as little as 4 months, and I've seen someone since grad school, and I'm still seeing them. So that would be just about like 3 years now. So
Mm.
I think it really depends. And I mean, as long as we both agree that there's stuff that we think we can work on, and that you can change and grow in yourself, then I'm okay with keep going. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, where you can continue to collaborate on, is this actually working for you? Are we
Mhm.
still like, hey, are we still talking about things that you want to talk about and work through?
Mhm.
And then when the client says, yeah, I'm good, kind of respecting that.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. You're gonna love this next one. Are you more of a let's process feelings type of therapist, or let's build tools type of therapist, or both?
Ooh, yeah, that's a really good one. Definitely process feelings, I think. Although I've been more into ACT lately, and they're
Mm.
a lot about just like practical tools. And it's actually, I think clients are responding really well to it. So maybe I'm slowly changing my my belief on it
Uh,
all, but I definitely default mode is like, let's sit and process that.
I love it. Mine too. Mine too. I think there's room for certain tools,
Mm.
and I'm just I'm just a lover boy. I like to talk about feelings, for the lack of a better term.
And that's what makes you amazing.
You as well, my friend. Let's talk about the clients who you feel are a fit for you. What clients, uh, whether it be demographic wise or issues they're coming in with, what clients feel like a really good fit?
Yeah, yeah. I think there's a few of them for me. And one of them is teenagers, actually. And it's so funny in our field. I think there's like you either don't do teenagers at all, or you love having teenage clients. And
Right.
I'm in the latter. I think they're hilarious and exciting and crazy, just in the best way. Those sessions are very different from sessions with like a 50-year-old, um, and I also have I think some of the most fulfilling work and work that I look for is people that have tried to do the therapy work and it didn't work.
Mm.
Almost like treatment resistant, or like they have their self tools, but they just like still keep finding themselves falling into um, whatever they're falling into.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so I like to describe it, at least how I see it in my head is, if you have walked down the therapy trail and you got to like a big log over the trail and you were like, well, I can't get past that, and I guess I'm happy on this trail, but past this log I know I can truly find like amazing happiness and healing, and peace. And I think that is my favorite kind of work. Obviously, if you haven't done therapy at all, amazing, and those are also fulfilling sessions.
Mm-hmm.
I think just as like a niche, I like what I was talking about.
Yeah. What's something, Joel, you love helping clients realize about themselves?
Oh, hmm. That that you are worthy of love and being healed. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. Let's just get into some rapid questions about therapy. I'd
Bring it on.
love if you could answer these in one word or one sentence,
Ooh, okay.
just for the sake of it being rapid.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Are you homework or no homework?
Homework.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Every week.
I think we just we lost all our listeners. Just I'm kidding. I'm joking.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Deep dive into childhood or focus on present patterns?
Focus on present patterns.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Breath work or movement?
Oh, yes.
And what is your therapy superpower?
uh, one sentence. Therapy superpower. Um, sitting in the suck.
Sitting in the suck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just when it's uncomfortable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
We're going to explore that one. All
Yeah.
right. To end our Meet the Therapist segment here, what would you say to someone who's hesitant to start therapy?
Oh, yeah. It makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense to be hesitant. And I don't know if you'll ever feel all the way ready. Um, but that is the beautiful, excuse me, that's the beautiful part about therapy, is that the therapist across from you, you get to be a safety net. So you can try something that you're not all the way, if you're still hesitant, you can try because the therapist is there to catch you, basically. So I'd say do it, and if it sucks, you can leave after a couple sessions anyway.
I think that feels really reassuring for me. Well, thank you, Joel. For everybody listening out there to this episode, if you want to connect with Joel, his contact information is in the show notes. And if you want to learn more about Joel himself, tune into our episode of Beyond the Intake, where I take Joel beyond just the first session into some deeper things he talked about here and who he is as a person. All right. Well, thanks, Joel.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. This is awesome.